And welcome to the DC Everest Outdoor Softball Complex. It's the Evergreen's first outdoor softball game of the season against Wisconsin Rapids. Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Conley. These teams both come in with 3-0 records, but the Evergreens have played a much tougher schedule. They've got wins over Smash and Cedarburg after opening up their season with a win over De Pere. Wisconsin Rapids, playing at home last week, opened up with a doubleheader sweep of Eau Claire North, and they've blown out Walsall East since then. Addison Cluck will start for the Evergreens, I think the best pitcher in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. Bailey Williams will start for Wisconsin Rapids. Evergreens won both of the meetings between these two teams last season. Our pregame is brought to you by the Auto Select Group, located on Schofield Avenue in Weston, providing dependable vehicle repairs, service, and tires for 22 years. A 3-year nationwide warranty, free roadside assistance. At Auto Select, you're good to go. That's Auto Select on Schofield Avenue, Weston, Highway 10 East, and Church Street in Stevens Point. We'll set up our batting orders when we come right back after this message. Softball about to start from the DC Everest Softball Complex, where it's cloudy and mid-40s. Thank goodness there's no wind today, or it'll be cold. Back in a moment on Zaleski Sports.
Find auto repairs, brakes, tires, and oil changes all in one place at Auto Select in Weston. At Auto Select, you can expect dependable automotive repair from the experts you can trust will exceed your expectations. Auto repair has never been so comfortable, with a spacious, clean waiting room with refreshments along with shuttle service and loaner vehicles for your convenience. And ask about their 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. For your next auto repair or maintenance, bring your vehicle to Auto Select on Schofield Avenue in Weston. In Stevens Point and Plover, at Auto Select, you're good to go.
Here's the batting order for the visiting Wisconsin Rapids Red Raiders. Layla Patran's the catcher leading off. Sydney Holberg, shortstop, will bat second. Kristen Radke's in center field hitting third. Annabelle Ross at third base, fourth. Rachel Linsmeyer, right field, fifth. Gabby Nylitz in left field, sixth. Peyton Jaminski's the designated player, 7th. Nolita Carroll at second base, 8th. And Aubrey Ringer, first baseman, batting 9th. For the homestanding Evergreen, Sydney Spear will lead off and play right field. Lauren Semrol is the shortstop, batting second. Piper Schultz has been swinging a big bat early in the season, designated player, batting third. Brooke Brown, power to spare, left field, 4th. Mara Meverden plays third base and will hit 5th. Aubrey Klatt catches and 6th. Pitcher Addie Cluck will hit for herself, 7th. Taylor Friedel at first base, 8th. And in center field, Kelsey Meverden batting 9th. Evergreens wear their home black uniforms with yellow trim. The Wisconsin Rapids Red Raiders, of course, are in the red tops, yellow numerals, black pants, and gray trims. A little bit of everything for Wisconsin Rapids today. Again, one of these teams will take their first loss of the season. Evergreens figure to be favored just on strength of schedule so far, if you think that matters. Well, we'll find out if it does or not. Crowd here at the Everest Softball Complex comes to its feet for the national anthem.
To honor those men and women who have served our country and who are currently serving this great land of ours.
It is a cloudy and cool Thursday afternoon. First pitch between DC Everest and Wisconsin Rapids next on Zaleski Sports.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
Welcome back. I'm Chris Conley. I'll tell you this. If we see the first snowflake, we're calling timeout, and we're moving this game inside the field house. Winds are calm. Skies are cloudy, and it's 44 degrees. This would be a good day if you were manning the grill and heating up the brats and hamburgers. That's the best job today. Set the Evergreens defensively. Brooke Brown's in left, Kelsey Meverden in center field, Sydney Spear in right. Everest infield, Mara Meverden's at third base, Lauren Semrose the shortstop. Kelsey Woolley will play second base, and Taylor Friedel's at first. The Everest battery, Aubrey Klatt catches, Addison Cluck ready to pitch. Layla Patro to lead off for Wisconsin Rapids. We're brought to you by Axis Insurance. For all your personal, business, auto, and life insurance needs, there's always a local agent you can look to at Axis Insurance. Learn more at AxisInsurance.net. Axis Insurance, their business revolves around you. First pitch inside corner, strike one. Addie Cluck, the Everest pitcher, has almost been unhittable in the first 4 games so far this season. Swing and a miss there. No balls, 2 strikes. You can kind of tell when you look out at the field that this is the first outdoor game of the season. There is some mud up the first base side. Swing and a miss. That was tipped back into the catcher's glove. Layla is out after seeing just 3 pitches. So in foul territory in front of the Everest dugout near first base, it's muddy. Like you need a little diamond dry out there. Thinking about bunting is Sydney Holberg. That's outside for ball 1. I know from years now of doing DC Everest baseball games that Diamond Dry is not the preferred substance anymore. It's something called True Turf. It's the competitor of Diamond Dry. And if I remember last year, the True Turf, that's the absorbent for a wet field, goes for $100 a bag these days. Got to do a little fundraising, right? That's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Correction, we're at 3-0 here. Cluck to Holberg. There's a strike, 3-1. I mean, you got to figure any count that gets to 3-0, the batter's going to be taking, because base runners are at a premium against Addison Cluck. She just doesn't allow a lot of traffic on the bases. This is popped up, maybe in play, over towards the Rapids dugout and out of play. Cluck has battled back to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Counts full, coming home. Inside, Rapids has a base runner. A 3-ball, 2-strike walk, and here comes Kristen Radke with 1 out and 1 on.
Batting, Kristen Radke.
Should we tell you about the loudspeaker situation here at DC Everest? Yeah, that's kind of fun. Swing and a miss. Inside the DC Everest Senior High School, 2 of the main buildings are going to be remodeled. The Everest Fieldhouse, where the basketball teams play, and the Everest Theater. And both of them have speakers there. Pulled back on that, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So every athletic team that wants new loudspeakers is like calling dibs on the speakers that hang from the ceiling in the Fieldhouse or at the theater. Both are going to close for good in May and will be renovated over the summer. Looking to get this bunt down. It's caught.
Caught by Friedel for out number 2.
There's the second out of the inning. I thought they were just going to throw the speakers away. I was going to put them in the trunk of my car. We'll put on some Will Smith, and the back of the truck will bounce as we roll down the street. Be a big hit at parades and everything. Check out the hydraulics on my Ford Escape with a little getting jiggy with it playing out the back. No balls, 1 strike. Yeah, I'm last in line for the used speakers. That's a foul tip to the catcher's glove and a snap throw down to first, runners back. Annabelle Ross is the batter, and she's down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Oh-2 pitch, up high, 1-2. I think opposing batters will tell you that for her senior year, Addie Cluck's velocity is up another notch. Always a high-velocity pitcher, and maybe more so this year. That misses up high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. What's that? Did they say that she didn't check her swing there? Yeah, that's a called 3rd strike, saying that she went around. Annabelle Ross is out. Rapids bench had a moment of puzzlement there. A walk. The runner does not advance beyond first. We'll go to the bottom of the first inning when we come right back on Zaleski Sports.
Are you ready to give your kids a head start on smart money habits? With Abbey Bank's Bright Future Checking, kids and teens can learn to manage money with you right by their side. They get their own debit card, and you can keep an eye on spending with easy-to-use mobile banking and card controls. The Bright Future Checking account has no fees, no minimum balance, and kids get a bonus after the first deposit is made. Give your child the power of independence. Stop in or visit abbeybank.com to get started. Abbey Bank is member FDIC.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
Now we were losing again. Welcome back. Bottom of the first is on. I'm Chris Conley. Rapids in the field for the first time. Gabby Nylitz is in left. Kristen Radke's in center. Rachel Lindsmeyer's in right. Red Raiders infield, Annabelle Ross at third, Sydney Holberg's the shortstop. Nolita Carroll at second, and Audrey Ringer at first. Layla Patro catches, and Bailey Williams ready to pitch to this high-powered Everest offense. Sydney Spear will lead off.
Now batting, right fielder, number 16, Sydney Spear.
We bragged about Sydney at the plate during the games inside the fieldhouse. Last year she was above 400. And looks like she's picking up this season where she left off last. Already committed to UW-Madison. Looked to bunt at that first one, bunted through it, strike 1. Evergreens were north of 10 runs in both of these teams' meetings last year. Sydney tips that back into the catcher's mitt. It's strike 2. If memory serves, the game down in Wisconsin Rapids was 0-0 for a while, and the Evergreens broke that one open in the late innings. Spear takes inside. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bailey Williams. Windmills and offers, that's up high. 2-2. Nice crowd tonight, but heavier coats and hats is the order of the afternoon. Inside, the count fills up. So Sydney Spear was down 0-2 and has battled back to a full count. Up high, ball 4. Wasn't close, up above the shoulders. Evergreens have the leadoff runner aboard.
Brings up shortstop, Lauren Semro.
Lauren Semro to hit with a runner on first. Looking to bunt the runner over. It's down, only plays to first. That's a successful sacrifice.
Nice sacrifice.
Annabelle Ross comes in to throw out Lauren Semro. Runner moves to second base. Piper Schultz to hit now. Piper had a line drive home run when we were playing indoors, when the Evergreens were taking on Cedarburg. Of all the early season games, the Evergreens game against Cedarburg is probably the one that served notice about the kind of team this is going to be this year. Cedarburg was 25-4 last year, and the Evergreens no-hit them. I mean, the Evergreens just top to bottom were the better team. Evergreens looking to bunt that runner over. Runner's caught in between, but there's no one covering second base. So Sidney Spear gets back. A ball and a strike. Hit and run is on. Runner's going to have to retreat on a pop-up to the infield. Shortstop calling and catching. Sidney Holberg is retired. Piper Schultz.
Holberg for out number 2.
Runner retreats to second base.
Number 12. The fielder senior, downtown Brookie Brown.
So the inning is up to Brooke Brown with 2 outs and a runner on second base. Brooke, I think, last year led the team in clutch hits. Late inning home runs, extra base hits, things like that. Outside for ball 1 to Brooke Brown. Brooke has home run power, as we saw a few times last season, for sure. That's outside. 2 balls, no strikes. These teams will play each other again in May down at the beautiful Wisconsin Rapids baseball and softball complex, all turfed up down there. Adjusted to the outside corner strike, 2 balls and 1 strike. Infinity Exteriors has been installing peace of mind, roofing, siding, windows built to last, and saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Infinity Exteriors, guaranteeing quality you can trust. Swing and a miss, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bailey Williams, the Rapids pitcher, consulted her wristband and just missed outside. Counts full. Mara Meverden to hit if the inning continues. Swing and a miss. Brooke Brown is down on strikes. Evergreens leave a runner at second base. Both teams get a first inning walk. Neither team able to advance the runner home. 1 complete, 0-0 Everest and Rapids on Zaleski Sports.
Great Lakes Cheese in Wausau is hiring full-time second and third shifts with competitive starting wages and a pay increase every 90 days during your first year. Great Lakes Cheese invests in their employees. Apply today at jobs.greatlakescheese.com.
We have team members in our lives, whether it's this or that or friends, and he's my team member that look for my best interest. And he said, we're going to get you up walking without the walker. And I'm like, oh, really? And he says, yeah, we are. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart to Shai and his staff because they made the impossible seem possible.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
Selling your car to Dahl Auto is quick and easy. Bring your title and keys, and you'll have a check in as little as 30 minutes. Still owe money on your vehicle? No problem. We'll take care of it. Dahl Auto. Simple.
Rachel Linsmeyer.
Top of the second is on. Rapids and Everest have played a scoreless first. Rachel Linsmeyer to lead off for Rapids. Swing and a miss, the first pitch. You know what today is? Well, it is April the 10th. It is National Hug Your Dog Day. Between innings, we'll have to ask how Kirby Puckett is doing. It's up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. I believe that Kirby Puckett's been trained by now to retrieve all the golf balls that go into the woods. Swing and a miss, late on that, a ball and 2 strikes. Coming home here late on that. Swing and a miss. Rachel Linsmeyer is down on strikes, and It's only the first out in the second inning and 3 strikeouts for Addie Cluck.
Number 14, Gabby Nylitz.
Gabby Nylitz to hit. Just outside, didn't miss by much, ball 1. J&D Tube Benders was founded in 1968. They've stayed in the Felch family ever since, a locally owned manufacturer specializing in tube bending, welding, and cutting. Find and join the J&D Tube Bending team in the Schofield Industrial Park or at jdtubebending.com. To shallow left field, Brooke Brown has retired Gabby Nylitz.
Out number 2.
Peyton Jaminski to hit, 2 outs and none on.
Brings up number 9, Peyton Jaminski.
Jaminski's the designated player and takes a strike. I see this afternoon's game is not going to go the Brewers' way. They now trail 7-2. Rockies have scored in the bottom of the 8th. Speak of that. Kirby Puckett looks no worse for wear. I believe that Kirby smells Argos the Great Dane on my jacket. No balls and 2 strikes here. We can monitor the Brewers, the Animal Kingdom, and girls softball. We're multitasking today. That missed by not much. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just missed outside. Addie Cluck nibbling at the corners against Peyton Jaminski with 2 outs and nobody on. Counts 2-2. Just missed below the knees. All 3 of the last pitches, all called balls, were all very close. See if Cluck comes back and wins this battle. It's popped up on the infield. First baseman Friedel calls and catches. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score between Rapids and DC Everest when we come right back on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no-obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
I'm Jamie Schley. As your American Family Insurance agent, I'm looking out for what matters to you, even when nothing is wrong. Give me a call or stop by our new office location and let's talk about your insurance needs today.
Welcome back. Softball today is brought to you by Innovative Health. We welcome them to our Zaleski Sports family. Pain is your body's check engine light. It's signaling something's not right. Come to Innovative Health in Weston, the best in chiropractic care. They'll keep your body running the way it's went to work. Live better, feel better, Innovative Health. Mara Meverden takes ball 1 to start off the inning. Short hops the plate, 2 balls, no strikes. That's outside, 3 balls and no strikes. I know it's early in the season. This is only game number 4 for Everest and for Rapids. I think when you see Everest play, I think you are looking at this year's champions in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. Had a convincing win over Stevens Point earlier this week. Rapids may be the only other team that's good enough to put a loss on the Evergreens, and we'll find out how these teams stack up today. Evergreens, I think, are going to be clearly better than the other teams. Marshfield, Walsall West. Bunted foul by Aubrey Klott. We've said Klatt for forever, but I'm told that Klott is correct, right? So why not be correct? By the time senior year rolls around, we usually decide on getting it right. 0-1 pitch here. Looking to bunt again. Bunt is down, and the pitcher and first baseman misplay the ball, and the first baseman had her back leg slide out from under her. She's hurt. Audrey Ringer, while trying to field that ball, her back foot slid out, and she's holding her knee. That's a hit on just an unfortunate kind of loose dirt, early field conditions play. Rapids is going to need someone else to come out and play first base. Looking at the right knee of Audrey Ringer. As Ringer's back foot slid out from under her, that knee, right knee, kind of tucked underneath her left knee. Ouch. Pitcher and first baseman both converged on the bunt, and the second baseman's got to cover first there and was late getting over. That was going to be a hit even if that ball was fielded. While we are waiting on the injured player, why don't we step out for a commercial break? The Evergreens have 2 aboard and nobody out. We're playing the bottom of the second, and we'll be right back after this injury stoppage on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
We've got a new first baseman coming out for Wisconsin Rapids. That's Sophia Nelson, who will come in to play first base. Audrey Ringer injured on the last play. Evergreens have runners at first and second.
Number 19, Sophia.
So Sophia Nelson is at first, and Addie Cluck opposing pitcher to pitcher. See if the Evergreens are going to ask Addie to lay down a bunt and put 2 in scoring position. So here we go. I suspect the bunt is on here, but let's see. Yes, bunted. Pushed back past the pitcher, everybody's safe. Once that was pushed past pitcher Bailey Williams, there was not going to be a play. Back-to-back infield singles. Bases are loaded with Evergreens. Here's Taylor Friedel with a chance to break this thing open. Mara Meverdin's the runner at third. Aubrey Klatz at second. Addison Cluck's at first. Fouled off, strike 1.
Come on, Taylor. You got it.
Taylor hits in the number 8 spot, but I'll tell you this, as we do more and more Everest games this season, the bottom part of the Everest batting order is very productive. A lot of capable bats from top to bottom for this team. 0-1 pitch, outside, 1-1. The base traffic here is via a walk and 2 bunt singles, where the Evergreens were willing to give up sacrifices. Strike just below the letters. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kelsey Meverdin awaits in the on-deck circle for the Evergreens. Late swing. Play to home, got the force there, and the run does not score. Tried to get that back to first, not in time. Evergreens are trying to get in a rundown between third and home, safe. So that's Taylor Friedel to first base on a fielder's choice. Mara Meverdin, the lead runner, cut down at home for the first out. Bases are still loaded. But the Evergreens still have not broken through in this game.
Batting center fielder, number 1, Kelsey Meverden.
Here's Kelsey Meverden. Kelsey's job here, aside from driving in a run, is not to hit into a double play. You want Sydney Spear, who's in the on-deck circle, to get a chance, and that's going to bring a run in with a hit batter. Came inside, hit Kelsey Meverden, and it's 1-0 Evergreens.
At the plate, number 16.
Klatt comes in from third base with the hit batter. So now it's Cluck who moves down to third, Friedel to second. And this first pitch is fouled away by Sydney Spear, who walked her first time up. Still only one out, and the Evergreens will play from in front this afternoon, up 1-0. Serve to center field. It's caught there, and the runner was off third base, so no tag. A line drive out to center is the second out.
By Kristen Radke for out number 2.
Kristen Radke in center field corralled that. Lauren Semro try and get another run out of this for the Evergreens at least. She bats with 2 outs and the base is loaded. Lauren laid down a sacrifice bunt her first time up. Takes strike 1. Cluck at third, Friedel at second, Kelsey Meverden at first. That's just inside. Could have easily been strike 2. Instead, the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Mutual of Wausau Insurance has been protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com and find an agent near you. Hit off the plate. Third baseman throws across the diamond, and the Evergreens had the bases loaded for what seems like forever and get only 1 run out of it. Seems like Rapids lives to fight again. 2 innings complete. It's now 1-0 Everest on Zaleski Sports.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
The Milwaukee Brewers have lost today, falling 7-2 to Colorado, so no sweep out in Denver. Just listening to that game on the radio while driving over here, it sounded like a very small crowd. Weekday afternoon game, and the Rockies, who know? The Rockies may be this year's Chicago White Sox. Brewers take 2 out of 3. How many times in Major League Baseball do you see the team score 17 runs one night and then the runs are just harder to come by the next game? 8-9-1 to hit for Rapids here in the top of the third. That's Nolita Carroll, who swings and misses. Strike 1. On the outside corner, strike 2. Cluck has walked a batter, has not been hit on safely, and she has 3 strikeouts. And now she's got a 4th strikeout. Evergreens have another high-quality, out-of-conference opponent coming up on Saturday. 11 a.m. game as New Richmond comes calling here. Saturday is going to be the best day of the spring so far. Mid-60s forecast for Saturday. Audrey Ringer was scheduled to bat. She was injured in the field. So this is Sophia Nelson, who's batting now for Rapids. Swing and a miss, strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes. Just missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Everest baseball is in action today. They're over at Carson Park to take on Eau Claire North. Everest baseball looking for its first win of the season. Inside, count goes full. 1 out, none on as we play the top of the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss. Cluck gets back-to-back strikeouts to open the 3rd. Layla Patran to hit. She struck out her first time.
Batting, Layla Patran.
Fouled that one off. You know what? The pressure really shifts to Wisconsin Rapids. How many runs, even how many base runners, is Addison Cluck going to allow today? And the answer could be none. So a 1-0 lead already seems pretty solid. If the Evergreens build that to 2 or 3-0, just seems like the waters get really deep for Rapids. Count here is no balls, 2 strikes. Layla's waiting on an 0-2 pitch. Coming home. Served softly, and there's the first hit into left center field. A 2-out single.
Patro with a hit.
Sydney Holberg to hit.
Sydney Holberg.
Sydney walked her first time up. Sydney wears the old 00, rarely seen. Just outside, ball 1. Popped up on the infield. This should end the inning. Over in front of the Rapids. Wow, that stayed in play in foul territory, but not caught by Mara Meverton. That's a tough play when you got to make sure you don't run into the dugout. And you're looking at the dugout roof there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Down low, 2 balls, 1 strike now. 2 outs, runner on first for Rapids, trailing 1-0. Popped up foul behind the screen and into the parking lot. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With an office right here in Wausau, Scherer Construction offers commercial and custom home construction expertise throughout Wisconsin. For your next project, look no further than Scherer Construction. Check out their beautiful work at schererconstruction.com. We welcome Scherer Construction to our family of Zaleski sports sponsors, making our high school baseball, soccer, softball coverage possible this spring. Full spring of sports here on Zaleski Sports. 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Rapids did get their first hit, but Addison Cluck has struck out the side. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd, 1-0 Everest on Zaleski Sports.
Hi, I'm Josh Marks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
Welcome back to the DC Everest Softball Complex. The Evergreens' first game outdoors after playing their first couple. Well, beg your pardon, they were outdoors at Spash earlier in the week. First two home games were inside the Greenheck-Turner Community Center. It is almost antiseptic in there. I mean, look, it's better than being outside in the cold. But the roof is too low for softball, so the ground rules are a ball that hits the roof and is in play is an out. We saw that a lot in the Everest games there. The Evergreens posted 2 indoor wins over De Pere and Cedarburg to open up the season. Then, I mean, the toughest nut to crack in the Wisconsin Valley Conference has been Everest versus Spash. And the Evergreens came out with a win down there. Those teams will play again later this season. Here's Piper Schulz to lead off. Popped out to the shortstop her first time up. Evergreens loaded up the bases but got only 1 run out of it. Had a runner forced out at home. Had a pop out and a ground out to end the inning. Down low to Piper, ball 1. Saw a lot of Piper during the girls' basketball season. Now transitions to softball for the spring. Kind of popped that one up, got underneath it. Shortstop calling and catching. Sydney Holberg has retired Piper Schultz.
For out number 1.
Brooke Brown struck out her first time. Left a runner stranded at second base in that first at-bat. The outdoor softball field's a little bit smaller than indoors at the Greenheck-Turner Fieldhouse, but the ball carries indoors. Here we're subject to all the elements. That's outside to Brooke, ball 1. TRW Auto Body in Mosinee offers top-quality collision repair, full body repair, 24-hour towing, courtesy loaner vehicles, and a lifetime warranty on their work. TRW Auto Body, Mosinee, your friendly fender bender mender. Got under that, it's a fly to left field. Gabby Nilitz with the catch, 2 up and 2 down.
Gabby Nilitz.
Mara Meverden worked out a walk and was eventually forced out at home plate.
Mara Meverden.
Now that we're outdoors, everyone has their walk-up music set. I've been giving some more thought to what my walk-up music would be. Mambo number 5. No one shuffles along like Mr. Conley. I remember years ago there was a guy who played for the Houston Astros. His walk-up music was Baby Shark. So when his young son at home heard Baby Shark on the TV, he knew that Daddy was at bat. I thought that was kind of clever. No balls and 2 strikes. That's fouled off down the left field line. In my younger days, when I hit for power, Frank Sinatra's Fly Me to the Moon would be ideal walk-up music. Yes? Yes. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Because walk-up music should always have a little class to it. 1-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. A hit with 2 outs for Mara Meverden.
Nice hit for Meverden with 2 outs.
It's the Evergreens' first hit that leaves the infield.
Junior, number 5, Aubrey Klott.
Aubrey Klott was going to lay down a bunt. First baseman Audrey Ringer had her feet slide out from underneath her while she was trying to field it. She's since left the game. Scored an infield hit for Aubrey. She'll hit with 2 outs and a runner on first. Up high for a strike. Yeah, that's the one you're supposed to lay off. It's right at the letters. Hard to drive a ball that's a little higher in the zone like that. That one's down low off the plate, 1-1. Runner dives back safely and asks for time. Mara Meverden's jersey will now have to go in the washing machine when she gets home. One pitch. On the outside corner for strike 2. I don't know, if I have to run all of my Zaleski Sports polo shirts through the wash, the players have to too, right? Right. That's outside and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Klatt trying to get one to drive. Bailey Williams has not pitched poorly. Kind of had some bad luck behind her. Line drive up the middle. Back-to-back hits with 2 outs for the Evergreens.
Nice solid hit by Klatt. Brings up pitcher Addison Cluck.
That was a well-struck ball, too. Line drive back up through the box. Addie Cluck laid down a bunt down the third base side and reached first base safely, an infield hit on what was going to be a sacrifice. And there's another one served to center field. Evergreens are going to try and score. No, they'll hold the runner at third base. 2 out, back-to-back-to-back singles. All of them served into center field.
Addison Cluck to bring up senior number 8, Taylor Friedel.
Taylor Friedel will hit now with the bases loaded. All of this coming with 2 outs. 3 singles in a row. Yeah, I think taking a pitch makes all kinds of sense here, and that's low, ball 1. The Evergreens' 1 run came with the bases loaded and a hit batter with 2 outs. And this is up the middle and through. A seeing eye hit. We'll get 1 run. We'll get 2 runs in. 4 hits in a row with 2 outs, and the Evergreens take a 3-0 lead.
RBI for Taylor Friedel.
That was not hard hit, just under the glove of Nalita Carroll. And it's a 2 RBI hit. Here's Kelsey Meverden to hit for the Evergreens. Kels was hit by a pitch and brought in that run back in the second inning with the bases loaded. 2 more in here. So again, you just think that it's early, but Rapids is now in trouble in this game. Inside out swing and foul back. Catcher's got it. Layla Patraw reached back, and Kelsey Meverden has fouled out. Evergreens get 2 runs in, and our new score at the end of 3, it's DC Everest 3 and Wisconsin Rapids 0 on Zaleski Sports.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
The auto service specialist at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service can change your oil, fix your brakes, align your vehicle, make that check engine light go away, and more. Great service from great people at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
We're back at the Everest Softball Complex. Top of the 4th is on. Rapids sends 3, 4, and 5 in their order to hit against Addison Cluck. But, I mean, here's the problem for Rapids. Is Addie the kind of pitcher who gives up a 3-run lead? No, she really isn't. So, I mean, the Evergreens may already have what they need to get this game into the win column. Let's see if Rapids has something to say about that. Kristen Radke to lead off.
Batting number 10, center fielder Kristen Radke.
Radke popped out to first her first time. Swing and a miss, strike 1. It's been cloudy throughout. There's a very light breeze, but aside from it being a cooler afternoon, the weather's not really a factor today. This is what you'd expect for an early season outdoor game in April. It's inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. That's away, 2 balls and 1 strike. Just like these athletes bring their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Ridgetop Exteriors, a winning strategy to protect your home. That's fouled away. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Cluck working to Radke. Ground ball to third, and it's past the third baseman Mara Meverden and down the left field line. A second single for Wisconsin Rapids. Radke leads off the fourth with a single.
Brings up third baseman Annabelle Ross.
Annabelle Ross to hit here. So Rapids has a little bit of a decision to make, trailing 3-0, but they know that runs are going to be at a premium. So do you sacrifice and put a runner in scoring position, but you still got a couple more runs to find? Nope, hitting away, and it's up high, ball one. Annabelle Ross struck out her first time up, so she's 0 for 1. Late there, swing and a miss, 1-1. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk for Addison Cluck. She's allowed 2 hits. Now the bunt is on. It's popped up behind home plate and into the screen. Catcher Aubrey Klopp was going to have a play on that, I thought, if the screen wasn't there. Very little space between home plate and the chain link fence. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Annabelle Ross trying to advance that runner at first. Up high. Now that's called strike 3. Wow. Rapids can't believe that. To my eyes, that was up above the letters. Ross has struck out and fails to advance the runner. Gabby Nylitz to hit now. I beg your pardon, this is Rachel Linsmeyer, a strikeout victim her first time up. Swings and misses, strike 1. That's just outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, Everest Boys Baseball is over at Carson Park, one of my favorite venues to do a high school baseball game. Carson Park on the island out there, home of the Eau Claire Express in the Northwoods League. And that's a field that sees a lot of action because Eau Claire Memorial, looking to bunt here, bunted through it. That's a strike. Eau Claire Memorial and Eau Claire North, 2 very good high school baseball programs, both play their home games over at Carson Park. Strike on the inside corner. There's a second strikeout. Rachel Linsmeyer is out on strikes for a second time. Carson Park has a small bronze statue of Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron played minor league baseball in Eau Claire. A lot of high school baseball players don't know you rub old Hank's head and you're supposed to hit a home run that day. Popped up first pitch, and Kelsey Woolley at second base has it. A leadoff single, but nothing more for Wisconsin Rapids. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. 3-0 Everest on Zaleski Sports.
We'll have leadoff hitter Sydney Spear.
Access Insurance is your complete independent insurance agency for auto, home, business, and life insurance serving Wisconsin and Minnesota. Insurance can often be confusing and frustrating, but with Access Insurance you get experienced advisors that pair you with exactly the coverage you need at the most competitive prices for every stage of life. Located in Weston and a proud supporter of area high school athletics, their business truly does revolve around you. Learn more at accessinsurance.net or by calling 715-355-8400.
We are back at the Everest Softball Complex. Top of the Everest order here in the bottom of the 4th. 1, 2, and 3. Sydney Spear, Lauren Semro, and Piper Schultz. I'm Chris Conley. Yeah, the last time I did an Everest baseball game over at Carson Park, the Everest players knew rub Hank Aaron's head and hit a home run. Sydney Spear offers to bunt, strike 1. I have told the Mike Plaza home run story over at Carson Park a couple of times over the years. Mike Plaza, in his senior year, hit the longest foul ball you've ever seen. Down the left field line, it landed out on the football field where Eau Claire North plays. You say, gee, if he could just straighten that out, and the very next pitch, he straightened that out. One of the Everest coaches said, as soon as it left his bat, that's gone. You could hear it on our field microphone, and it was. Landed out near the 50-yard line logo. Served out into center field, Kristen Radke's got to play, and there's the out. Sydney Spear lines out to open up the bottom of the fourth.
Brings up number 23, senior Lauren Semro.
Also, a few years later, one of the games at Carson Park was one of the coldest baseball games that I've ever done. No heat up in the press box there, which are on the grandstand roof. Ground ball to short. This is deep in the hole. Throw across the diamond. Got her. Sidney Holberg with a strong throw. 2 up and 2 down.
Check Holberg over to Nelson for out number 2.
Piper Schulz is 0 for 2, 2 pop-outs.
Batting number 18, Piper Schulz.
This is one of the funny things about sports in Wisconsin. The coldest games that I've ever done have been baseball games in May. Ground ball to third. The warmest game was a DC Everest Marshfield football game where it was in the 90s in August. Throw across the diamond. Piper Schulz is retired. Rapids gets a 3 up, 3 down inning. We'll go to the top of the 5th when we come back. Everest 3, Rapids nothing on Zaleski Sports.
At Nicolay Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolay Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
Take your education out of the classroom and give New Spaces a spin. Wherever you are, North Central Technical College is there with flexible learning options, including rolling start dates and 100% online classes. Earn your degree around your life.
Pitching change for the Evergreens as the top of the 5th is on. Addison Cluck is out. Kelsey Meverden is on.
Pitching for the Evergreens, Kelsey Meverden.
We'll total up Addison Cluck's pitching line in just a moment. Strike 1 to start off the inning to Rachel Lindsmeyer. Addie Cluck allowed 2 hits, was not scored on, 8 strikeouts and 1 walk. Fouled away for a strike.
Check that, number 9, Peyton Jaminski. Designated player, number 9, Peyton Jaminski.
Yeah, beg your pardon, that's my mistake. Peyton Jaminski is hitting here. She's the designated player. In the number 6 spot for Rapids. Shallow center field. Kelsey Meverden is in.
Nice catch for...
No, that's got to be a new center fielder there. Sydney Spear now plays center field and made the catch there. Kelsey Meverden is pitching. Sydney Spear is in the outfield.
Nolita Carroll.
Nolita Carroll hits with 1 out and nobody on. Outside, ball 1. High and away, 2 balls, no strikes. Play in the top of the 5th, and the Evergreens are up 3-0. Held off on a pitch outside. Mammoth Mortgage is your opportunity for low rates, hassle-free mortgages for buying or refinancing a home throughout Wisconsin. For all your mortgage needs, look to Mammoth Mortgage. There's a strike. That pitch looked like it was in more or less the same spot. Called a ball, 1 pitch back, and called a strike there. 3 balls and 1 strike. First out in 5th.
Sit at 165.
22 Benders. Farm has you covered at the best price. Take with him. Big Cheryl back on the road. Run back from behind. Runners 10. On another year, Veller will move from and trade a little. Third base will move from and trade a little. Third base side yet.
At the plate.
A ball and 2. Next step prosthetics today. Williams is consulting the wrist. Ready in the bottom of the fifth. Rapids has only balls and 2 strikes. 2.
Nice double by.
So attack on run. 2 outs. Is over and Kristen Radke made the 6th when we come.
Sales staff of people you may never meet. Experience.
2. Wisconsin. It was Boston Rapids. 1 baseball game. Out. Kristen Radke, 3rd hit of the money you need with flexible scheduling, a close-knit, fun-loving group, and full money you need with flexible scheduling, a close-knit, fun-loving group, and full-time benefit. Great Dane, Kirby Puckett's Spear. Runner. So Rachel Linsmeyer is 0 for just with 2 aboard in the bottom of the 5th. Tagged out, double play. Its coach is arguing. We go to the bottom
area. They deliver latest technology and is clear tires or just a.
Just so often, Jaminski comes in to be the here in the home half. Brought in a run and then popped one for the season. Popped up foul that you need with flexible scheduling. Serving Central Wisconsin since Richmond comes here. Their first turn, mouth shot on to turn, mouth shot on to flatting that and it applies chiropractic today combined. Again, we said it was coming up at 0 for 3. Down to CI double. Pipes had home pipe errors every inning. Today's 0 high thing off, and that's Hunter filtration. Side, it's a walk. First big ball's here to load up. This is loaded. Foul low. Here's Lynn's hopeless for 2 more runs. And the extra base, or an extra base 6th inning. 2 for 3. A played ball at pitch short. Our Madison considered our when we
play 40s. We were on someone with both as and both. Our tire transit service shipments highly expired. Thank you for.
So the Evergreens get field at home.
Wish we would have had those 2 runs.
In the
Wish we would have had those 2 runs.
in the